Trust and passion.
Responsibility. Jukumu la member ni gani? Hiyo umepatiana ni value sana. Wajua there is the difference between values of a stakeholder, which is one being trust and all that. Now we are talking of jukumu la member. Wewe ni member, jukumu lako kwa hii kikundi inaitwa Sacco ni gani? Limit shares. Can be payment of shares.
Yes, also help in
recruitment of members.
Yes.
Oversighting the board. Yes. Mengine. Market the Sacco, becoming ambassador of the Sacco. Yes. Loans. Yes, they are giving business. Yes, correct.
Okay. Later on in the afternoon, we talked about strategies to employ to achieve the growth of the Sacco. What are these strategies that we talked about as Sacco? What are we going to do so that we grow? What we discussed yesterday. Let us remind ourselves. 30 by 30, it was discussed that from yesterday, members to commit themselves to be sending in the account at least 30 shillings. In 30 days, we saw that each member will be saving 900 per year.
1.2 million.
Per year, all members 110. It was arriving to which amount?
1180. 1180. 1,180,000.
Yes. So we discussed. And then our teachers gave us a target that if we hit the 1 million, what they'll come in. Watarudi. Those who are not here, the calculations we made. At least we saw that we took the 30 by 30 so that at least kila mtu hapo anaweza, si ndio? Lakini kama uwezi pia, kama unaweza zaidi hapo pia unaruhusiwa. So we arrived at that. And then another strategy apart from that.
So that was a strategy to increase our savings. So one of the strategies that we identified to increase our savings was by doing 30 by 30. And I remember our communication person was given that role to make sure that he shares. I don't know whether she did that.
I did.
You did, eh? So every member here already is aware that. So yesterday, did we manage, how much did we manage to collect? For this one yesterday, it started as early as yesterday, isn't it? That one, we receive how much?
Not yet, but I've already seen commitments from our treasurer. Yes, we will start today.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we need to start tracking this, because remember we said at the end of 1 year, we'll be back here to check whether the savings are increased to the tune of
1 million.
At least 1 million or more. Yeah.
What about the membership growth? What did we strategize there?
Kuna kitu alikuwa anataka kusema.
Okay, tulisema kuwa each and every person to bring at least 2 members every month. That comes to roughly 2 times 210, that's 220. At the end of the year, we shall be over 2,000.
So we said that we currently have a membership of 110, whereby we gave ourselves the responsibility of bringing on board 2 members every month, which now translated to 220, isn't it? If you multiply that one by 12, 220 times 12, na wapatia ngapi?
130.
Hizi vitu lazima tuzishike. Then there is another idea that we shared that on how we are going to go about recruiting the members. There is an approach where we say we are going to approach it through the value chain what? The value chain way. You look for somebody who has already accomplished some farming, some business in terms of entrepreneurship, in terms of agri. Huo mtu ndio tutakuwa tuna ride on kuvuruta members, kwa sababu ukienda kwa vijana kuwauzia Sacco, kulingana na vile mafikra iko pande hii, kuwa Saccos zimekuwa zikipotea na pesa ya watu, unaweza pata ngumu sana, sio? So the best way or the best strategy that we decided to go through or to use is through the value chain way, where vice chair kama anafanya tuseme kama beekeeping na accomplish some things, we can be able to be showcasing our young people through that mode of farm, ambapo mna discuss mambo ya hiyo farming, ndio basa unaingiza mambo ya Sacco sasa, si ndio? Then there was another one, I think there were 3. That was to increase the membership, to increase the savings. Increasing the
Marketing credit.
Sorry?
Marketing credit and building relationship between the Sacco and the community.
In the community, which is going to do what? To increase what?
The membership.
The membership. What about share capital also?
Share capital.
What about the loan book? How are you going to ensure that we are going to increase the loan book? Yes, Jackson. Unaonekana umechangamka kama ni Juni Friday.
We can do that by increasing increasing the people who are taking the loans. Number 2, increasing the loan limit of those taking the loan.
There's another idea that Mwalimu shared with us. Yes, Simon?
Encourage members to be innovative.
Be innovative, yes. There's another
also,
one.
Guarantee mechanisms.
Yes, on guarantee mechanisms, which is also going to entice people to take up facility. Yes, Bahati?
Swiftness in loan processing.
Yes, TAT. Turnaround time has to be. Anything else?
That's all.
That's all, eh?
Yes.
So I'd like to hear from you whether I think today we have started without even praying. We haven't very long for us. Pastor, you pray. Like is I move. Pastor, wetu washarejea leo. Kila tu confuse leo. Pastor, we missed you yesterday, but hata hiyo smile inakwambia.
Dunga koti ya mlima
I'm telling you, the smile itself inakwambia maneno haiko mbaya juzi. So pastor,
kuja hapa mbele atuombeshe.
Tuombeshe, kuja hapa mbele utuombeshe. Then I would like to hear whether we go for tea, then we come back to start the session.
Yes.
So that we tukue na energy. Sindio? So pastor, when you are praying, uombe pia chai. Karibu sana. Leo bana. Inaonekana contribution imefanya mambo.
Watu wamepanda mbele.
Another strategy that you can use, Another strategy that you can use, let me tell you. These are the religious places. If you want to fish, house as a members, those are the places you go for. So this guy can be very critical, and it comes to now increase in terms of members. Wale watu wanahubiria. Of course, I understand him being young. Of course, the people is actually giving gospel too. Pia wako hivi. I believe we can bring a number from that. Sindio? Sawa. Haya.
Okay, you can stand us. Last and final, before you this particular morning, there are lots of thanksgiving in our hearts that you enable us to gather in this place this day again. We are right here to celebrate. Father, as we begin this training, Lord, commit each and every session in your hand. that your presence will be with us, will guide us, will impart knowledge in our hearts. Father, I'm praying even for the team that is ahead of us, that you will increase their knowledge as they facilitate this training. And we glorify your holy name because of your goodness, because of your faithfulness upon our lives. And we know that God will help us to overcome all the challenges that we are facing, and we will even move us.
Chai for it. When the chai. 30, yeah? 30, so we'll be back here at 10:45. 10:45, right? 45. Oh, no, not yet. But still actually the chair that Australia they have been hiyo jina inanisumbua sana. Amecha. Today we have a good number.
Hapa ndio wale wenye wanakuja pia wajane.
Najua wenye walikuwa juzi jana walikuwa wameenda kwa group ingine function ya Sacco Kisumu meeting fulani.
So leo iendelee.
Ilikuwa ya board.
Oh,
so
you have a brother called Shamana?
No, maybe it's me look.
People look alike.
Kwanza kuita mimi jina ya S inakusumbulia nini? Kwanza kuita Shamana, hizo wako hili stancha. Ina cha kuongea kufanana. Maybe unaona justice walia baba yetu atujagi na yeye. Ndio baba anakufa unasikia mko
Wanakuanga multi-purpose, wengine wanakuja kwa matanga. Mndoya akikufa kwa matanga tuna expect watu watakuja.
Nagua you are about 20.
Na mlikuwa mnajuana waine ama watano. Basi yako.
Iko sawa bro.
Nitashikilia.
Lloyd. Morning, morning. How are you? Now we need to change strategy. Yes. So we start with number one. Were you able to get them person. Kwa hivyo unaweza chukua leo. Strategy na the other strategy I want us to change. I want us to, you print only the pages that needs your signature. Because the documents are the key must So there's one document which she did not prepare called loan agreement. Immediately ikiingia review, I will send you a WhatsApp or a text. You print all those pages where you are required to sign. And or the other directors are required to sign. You sign, then we are able now to possibly receive them. Three people I don't know how to receive them because I'm going to Kisumu today. That's not me. Mm. 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 Okay. Right. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mm. Unaangalia print. The pages that is required to sign.
Kuna shamba.
Shama.
Kuna great mingi sana.
Yeah.
This is the last day. Utakuja
We are all back. Sasa Stacy kitu mimi nachukua peke yangu hapa.
wanaonekana
Kama mimi nachukua my desktop. Nataka protection hapo kwa.
Weke hapo Facebook.
It's okay just.
You there? Japan? So leo tamkiona kuna stress ya kuwa very active kama kamenikalia. But I will defeat it in Jesus' name, okay?
Amina.
Mm. I didn't want Jack to display what.
Yeah, it's just come.
Casco hoye.
Sacco.
Sio Casco. I have used that news by make sure that tumeamuka. Kasako hoye. Sacco ha. Beautiful. Today is the last day. And there's a day of understanding or having an idea of what is financial management. And it's going to be interactive so that I don't talk too much. The last engagement will be what are the benefits of good financial management. Okay? So put that in mind. As we progress, we'll have that exercise. It's around about 12:30. As we go back to have our lunch and as we discuss. But it's important, what are the benefits? We started by setting our expectations. Okay. And I make what? We know what we don't expectations. Okay. We have strong belief that we've been able to cover or exceed the expectation that we highlighted here. Anybody with a contrary opinion? Say yeah. So we are all aligned. Then we also got into a session where we asked ourselves very personally, what is your role? What do you gain? What do you give? And as a member here with Sacco, we are saying, can we focus on Sacco? So, because we need to agree and embed in our minds. We may not be comparable to any other because we are 3 years old, but we are having a vision. We're having a mission that our presence and our existence will definitely be noted within the county and possibly nationally. So, if you have that in your focus, then we all have one obligation to do what is right, to participate, to engage each other, and to be the members that we are supposed to be. I also gave you what we have been able to do when we came the first time. And I think, Nick, there's something I was asking. The attendance sheet, ya ile siku ya kwanza. Ulituma original? Kama jana zile documents, I received the bylaw.
Yeah, original.
Ulituma original?
Ah.
Okay. Super.
WhatsApp na
Original pamoja na whatever, the bylaw, isn't it? So we mentioned that we were able to gather certain information, and for sure, we realized that this is our physical engagement, and I'm happy that we are here today. I also mentioned that there are pending areas. Unfortunately, depending on the time we finish, I think there's a customer who has just called me a lot. I think atanishikashika hapa kiasi. So we might go to the office briefly with you until the documents that he wants to share with me zifike, so that we can possibly see what the pending areas, how we can be able to sort them out. So when I'm looking at how we can pictures in some. We talked about the goal, we talked about specific objectives, the hierarchy, we centered on governance a lot, because tunasema samaki huanza kufanya nini kwa kichwa, si ndio? Na kichwa ni governance. So if we get our act together through governance, and let me tell you, governance as we saw it, we are all in governance, because each one of us plays a unique role in governance. By the way, if we develop the bylaw or we review the bylaw and you don't read them, the governance is not working.
Because utakuja IGM ukijua nini? Utakuwa ukijua rights zako ni gani? Utajua how do you participate if you don't know your rules. So we can have a very good bylaw, lakini wale tumepitishia hizo bylaw hata kuzielewa ziende. So you need to understand your bylaw. So everybody has a role to play in governance. Okay. Benefits, we did that. Characteristics, go to case studies. I want them to see the case studies were written. Sio vitu zilikuwa zinakuja kwa kichwa. They are real case studies. Okay? So it's not somewhere I wrote a notes, but why I could not read is because they were real case studies. So progress. So what are the emerging issues? What are the emerging issues in governance? My brothers and sisters, if you are a board member and you have not fully paid your shares, kindly, with all due respect, pay all your shares. And if you're not able to pay all your shares, unaenda inaitangwa GSQ, si ndio? Sababu we lead by example. There's something we are discussing yesterday, I think, over lunch with Edu, about some Sacco somewhere. And that is a normal practice. That if you want to be elected as a delegate, if you want to be elected as a board member, there's the minimum savings, not here. Minimum savings you should hit. Kama unakuja kumanage pesa yetu, si unapaswa kuwa hata wewe umetuwekea pesa kiasi. Sio tukisema Eliud ako na 10k, director ako na 5,000. Okay? Those are some of the things we also want to bring. However, knowing that you are working with the youth, we put constraints, financial qualifying criteria. We might exclude some youth, you know? And that is the group that you want to include. So we're going to balance that. So board members having defaulted loans, this is a non-negotiable. He's defaulting knowingly. Board member akijua how we follow money, alafu a default, unaweza sema ni good default. You're saying knowingly, you know. So there's no board member who should have loan at any one time defaulted. Okay, and those who are being elected as board, we also need to ask ourselves if they have loans and they have defaulted last month, should they qualify? They have defaulted for the last 3 months, should they qualify? That's the question we need. Na kwa sababu wewe na mimi hatutajua, nani atajua? Si management. So why should they bring even someone to qualify, even to be on the ballot, knowing that they have already defaulted? Sindio? We start with quality. We said governance, for it to be good, the quality of leaders must also be. Okay. Emerging issues. Kuna watu wanafikirianga kwa sababu ni sisi tulianza Sacco, we are the founders and we will die founders. Isn't it? Yes. Achani niwaambie, actually you should be very happy that you got an opportunity to be a founder, because you'll be looking backwards and say, is my mission, is the vision that we have still progressing? But usishikilia hapo useme unajua vile unajua vile nilikuwa ninataka. Hapana, Sacco sio vile nilikuwa, ni vile tulikuwa. And by the way, I normally say good leaders can influence decisions even outside leadership. Very long. Because your value goes beyond having a position. If you are a good leader, if you are value to the organization, it goes from being a manager, from being a CEO, it goes beyond that. People will always look for you for consultation. Okay? You say something
in an AGM is taken with humility. Si ndio? Sio hadi usikie wewe ndio unajua sana hapa na kupatia hiyo cheo ya kuwa you look like the one who is the then uanze kulingalinga. Take it with humility and lead the people appropriately. Because retirement is a definite aspect. It's about here. It's trying to identify things that can make Sacco not succeed. But positively by identifying, things can make a Sacco succeed. So by identifying things that can make a Sacco succeed, what are we doing? We are enhancing the strengths. And we'll be left managing the weaknesses. If we focus so much on weaknesses, you know what happens? You end up also being a weak person. If you focus so much on how to address the weaknesses, the first thing is how do you enhance the strong points that you have? Strong environmental opportunity that we have is that we are vast, the Kakamega is vast. Na youth in wengi. There is key. That's an opportunity. Si ni kweli? What is a threat? Political interference. That's a threat. So you avoid the threat, you enhance the opportunity. Internally, we are saying you have an opportunity to lend. Have we lent enough? No. Why? We don't have enough capital. Sindio? How do we raise enough capital? By having members save. You have an opportunity to mobilize more savings. That's an internal strength. Sasa, an internal weakness is that you don't have an MIS system. You are using Excel. That's an internal weakness. So weakness and strengths are purely things that we can control internally. Opportunities and threats are things that come from outside. So when you look at that, it gives you a mindset of how do you risk manage. That's a different topic, a very advanced topic. It starts with management. So I don't want to go so much on it. I think we need someone here. We did that, isn't it? Characteristics of a growing circle. Yeah. What is there that you wish us to discuss? Zero conflicts. Can we have zero conflicts?
Minimum.
They can be minimized. But why conflicts? Why should conflicts be there in a circle? Resources. To start with, conflict starts at the board. Because I don't want to meet son. Okay, so if assuming they have good governance, should there be conflict? Why should we have conflict as members? Mi napeleka shares zangu 2,000 ama 5,000. Napeleka deposits zangu kila mwezi 900 ama 30, si ndio? Tunaulizana nini? Conflict inatoka hapo. Now, what I'm trying to bring on board is we should target zero conflicts. Sawa. Having a challenge of information from the circle does not mean it's a conflict. Okay? Now, I think those of us who have bought shares in Safaricom, kuna habari tushaienda AGM Safaricom tunaanza kupigana. In fact, we wait to see what are they giving us. But we don't know whether they have conflict in the board. You see? Because they have good governance. Na mimi na wewe tukiwa shareholders, honestly speaking, we can make a decision to exit or not to exit. But in a circle, we are the owners. So how can owners, and they are not sitting down somewhere discussing about how they are going to, so conflict in a circle can be zero.
But for the benefit of language, let's say we target for zero conflict or minimal conflict that can be managed. Because where resources are, okay, resources breeds conflict. Why? If they're not properly managed. So if there's good governance and management, conflict is not a bad thing. And that's why we are saying we want to discuss about financial management. Now, what else are we? Engagement, active engagement and education to members. I'm very sure those of us who have attended today and yesterday for the last 3 days, we are very clear that our mind and soul has a different perspective of Kasako. Ukweli? Because knowledge is power. And you can see, there's no board member who was becoming that yeye ndiye ana contribute sana. Na sio kuambia tuliwaambia, they have sat down to listen at what you have to say. So what we are saying is that you as members and we as members, we are the Sacco. They are our servants, isn't it? To serve us. So us as members, if we do what is expected, if we participate in AGM, okay, if we contribute the savings, then they also need to play their part. The biggest benchmark of playing their part is that next year we need to have an AGM. Okay? We'll work very closely. We see whether we can have it by April. But we need to have an AGM. And all this are board members. As the board sits hapo juu, kuelezea vile kulikuwa, we have been transformed, si ndio?
Yes.
We will be talking the same language. So we are the people to influence the others. Because now we know, si ndio? So the rest, I think we did. We also spoke about that, si ndio? Hatukuwa tunasema vitu ambazo hatujaandika. We only wanted to make sure that we are not concentrating on the screen. We concentrate on what are we doing sasa.
Tutachagua hiyo 30 by
Stacy, you're saying
hiyo
something.
30 by 30 mlijuaje tutasema?
Hiyo nimeweka leo. Nimeweka asubuhi. Sasa tulikuwa tunafanya recap. Tunasema sasa we have to bring it. Simona vile imekuwa excited that it is there. That is what it becomes ownership. Watu walielewaje hii story yetu? Nimeweka leo asubuhi, si ndio? Now, accurate financial records. My friend, if you tell me the wrong balance of my savings, the wrong balance of my loans, conflict inaanza hapo. Okay? Poor marketing of the Sacco starts here. Okay? So we'll be able to see that. Embedding effective internal controls to mitigate losses. We talk about that. Active supervisory committee. We cannot overemphasize that, si ndio? Wewe hautaenda kuongea na board. Lakini supervisory committee can talk on your behalf and can also supervise the management on your behalf. So if we don't have an active one, and you heard what the chair said, they are supposed to meet every month. Okay? Regular member savings, active engagement with Sacco members, member education, consistent dividend payment. That is when you grow. Sawa. Okay? Providing value addition, perhaps input supply. I put that to resonate with what you are doing. Because we know exactly what we are doing, isn't it? That is this is a focus area that both Bungoma and Sacco are focused on. So I said I will not wish it away, but as we progress, we'll see and advise the way forward. Providing market linkages, enhanced governance, active recruitment, full payment of shares. Okay. Now you can classify all these into those different indicators. One strategy can lead to 3 different indicators. Okay? But the question is, who is doing what? In all these strategies, who is doing what? We all agreed. Whether we have board or not, whether we have staff or not, all of us, we are marketing agents. So to agree, bottom line. Because that drives so many things. Shares, savings, membership. We are all marketing agents. And also we agreed, we have value chains. Okay? We can do model marketing. Seeing is believing. And when someone sees, the information is that Sacco is a contributor. Sasa nilisikia hapa kuna incentive nzuri sana. Jamaa analeta 20 anapata 6k. Deposit inaenda juu. 6k times 6k is 500 per month for 12 months. Huyu jamaa hajasaidiwa pesa. Higher. So we can progress. Financial management. What is good financial management? Unaweza weka kama kidogo hapo. Sote tuko na biashara, si ndio? Si ndio? Hiyo Bahati yako na biashara. Maisha yako yako na biashara.
Wafula, are you in business?
Chai yako na biashara. So what is good financial management? Assuming I've gotten to a supermarket and I have 5,000. What took me there is to buy this medicine and take it. Lakini nikipita pita nione tujuu. Kipita hivyo nione receipts. Si ndio? Au nikipita hivyo nione t-shirt kizuri, inaweza ng'ara naye. Alafu niseme ya kweli, si niko na 5k. Aka t-shirt nigiri, bakisha ngiri 4. Dawa ni 500, bakisha 3,500. So in total most likely I will spend 2,500. Lakini objective ilikuwa nini?
Dawa.
Is that good financial management?
No.
So what is the moral of that short story I've shared? What is lacking there? Nasema discipline, si ndio? Nani mwingine? Nasikia sivyo ma planning kama nini? Nasikiaje? Budget. Amesema budget. Mwingine? Haya, that is example number 1. Example number 2 is that as a member of the Sacco, and I want to use the example that we were given by the vice chair. As a member of the Sacco, I'm having a loan arrears. Lakini every day, nabonyeza betting ya so moja. Lakini kuna arrears ya loan. Now the period of the loan, let's say 3 months. And in 3 months, every day, nabonyeza 100. Na in those 3 months, sijashinda. Si mtu anifanyia hiyo hesabu. Na nabonyeza 100. Na those 3 months, no, sijashinda, si ndio? I mean, nabonyeza every day, including Sunday and Saturday. Those are 90 days. Sindio? So that is 90 days, that is 9,000. Haya. Kwa sababu niko na arrears. Na arrears ama loan yangu haiperform, na nilikuwa nimechukua 20,000, nilipe in 6 months. Who can make that division? Nilikuwa nimechukua ngapi? 10,000. Nilipe in 10 divided by 6. So nalipa 1,677 or 70 shillings. 1670, si ndio? Every month. In 3 months nitakuwa nimelipa ngapi? 5,010. Nani mjinga? Nani hana financial institution? 5,010 is what I'm expected to have paid the loan. Equally, in 3 months. But in 3 months, I will have consumed 9K in betting. Who is fooling him? Cynically, yeah? We may not be, all of us, in that situation of betting, but if you look at how the government started its strategy, even the good government, they started the NHIF, yeah, 20 bob, sindio? It's because they knew the power of daily contribution. 20 bobs look small. Hata itakununia sausage. Hata chipo iwezi nunua. Labda peremende kadhaa, sindio? PK, sindio? But 20 bob times 5 is 100. And times 5 are 5 days. Okay? Times 4, 400. Times 12 months. Exactly. Na saa hiyo umepata kawa ya nini? Ya kuingia? We take these things for granted. That is how insurance works. Why do you think insurance make money? Can we assume the Sacco is an insurance? Insurance make money this way. If my car is valued 2 million, they will give me, let's say, a fee of insurance premium of around about 60,000. Lakini hiyo gari kugongwa taa hivi, okay? Kuripea 120,000. Na nilipa only a premium of 60. So who is covering for the rest? It's the others. Isn't it? Those people who are not having accidents are the ones who are covering for my accidents.
Who are king on the road.
Those people who have not been exposed to the risk of accident, they're the ones who are covering for my accident. Lakini hata yeye anakaa hivi anasema, wale wangu, afadhali nilipe insurance na sipate accident. That is exactly what we need. Think about opportunity cost that you may lose. Okay? Mtu anaangalianga jackpot. So in short, what I'm saying is, there are certain behaviors that needs to lead to good financial management. Number one, there must be a plan. Equally, you must have a plan. Like now, we are approaching Christmas. And we might, all of us, or some of us, do impulse buying. November ikifika, there are people who say, this is my limitation of expenditure. Mtoto kinyasa moja, msichana dress moja, you know. Then you are able to say, when are you going to buy? What is that? Planning. You need to plan for your resources. Now, how do we plan for resources in a Sacco? Through a budget. And how do we develop our budgets? How we develop a budget for the Sacco is that the management will come up with proposals. We want to do this, we want to do this. And what is the first line of a budget, by the way? What is the first line of the budget? Or even of any plan? No, the first line of a plan is how you are going to make money. If you start your plan by how you are going to spend money, you have already failed. The first line is, where are my resources coming from? Sawa. So the second one is, how am I going to utilize my resources to achieve my objectives? Usiende kwa expenditure with the idea of how can I spend. That is not an objective. It's how do I utilize my resources to achieve my objectives? So what is the first thing to set? You know where your money is coming from? What is your objective for 2024? Now, we come back to the circle. The circle must have certain objectives. And it says, write your vision in capital letters. You can Habakkuk. Sara ameanza kusema vision. What we are training here is also in the Holy Book. Have your vision well articulated in very clear writings. Objectives, where this is going, what you want to do, what you are going to achieve. Then you ask yourself, what resources are required to achieve this? And how do you gather those resources? Okay. So when you identify the source of income, you also need to put what we call kataa kufika. Hii matarajio niko nayo bana. Ikataa tunamanga, you have to have assumptions. Ndio. Can I expect we recruit an additional 200? Isn't it? What if we don't get 200? What can we get? So can we reduce this budget by an opportunity of getting 150? Sasa. So even if tuta budget at 200, tujue mambo yetu tunafaka 150. So that is the assumption. 2, tunaenda elections. Wait. Watu wetu kweli wataendelea kusema na watakuja kutoa savings. Kwa hivyo zile forum tulikuwa tunapanga kufanya na sijafanya by the time we are getting to the 3 or 4 months to election, kwanza we suspend. Is that a good plan? Yes. You don't have to do everything that you kwanza everything that is eating money. You have to ask yourself, is it the right time? Does it achieve the objective? Sasa, the other question that comes on board in a Sacco is, if we do, for example, if we have opportunity for members' education, like directors, we ask ourselves, hii inaenda wapi Nairobi? Tutaenda directors wapi? Accommodation ni ngapi? It's good to ask yourself. By the way, it happens. Unajua kwa nini? Na nitawaambia ni kwa nini. We are all human beings. Okay? Is this your cost as an individual? No. Ni a Sacco, si ndio? And you're in an authority to influence the expenditure. Ukisema ni watatu wataenda. Ukisema ni wawili wataenda. But what is the objective? What output do you get? So, we have been discussing in the morning and yesterday night with practical action. Nikapigia mdosi, nikamuuliza, hey, huku uko na program kali sana Kakamega hapa. Na iko watu allowance vizuri. Kaniambia, that is a very bad reputation. Unfortunately, that is what I hear. Kaniambia hivi unaacha kuendelea na hiyo story. Kamwambia mimi nakwambia cha story. I'm having a forum. Nasikia wengine wanakuja wakichomoka. Nachomoka huko. Mtu alienda shule. Akaenda university. Yeah? Unajiuliza
is attending meetings that have allowances, providing you with the skills that you want to progress in business. Is that the objective? The answer is no. The objective is attend forums that have value. Let me tell you, we are here because we want to have value with you. But as we progress, we'll know whether we are going to have value or not. So, when you are in a position of influence and the institution is, you need to make a decision, there are certain decisions that must be influenced by the objective that you want to achieve. Okay? Tuseme kama leo tumepata opportunity ya kwenda forum Mombasa. Na tumeambiwa hiyo forum you need to sleep in White Sands. Lakini ujilipie. Okay? And you need 2-3 officers for each Sacco. And you have been identified as one. Then opportunity moja. Then another opportunity to go to a forum whereby you are being told it is in Kakamega. Na ujilipie the attendant, the accommodation, the consultant will be paid. However, the objective of through these forums is one, the government of the day is organizing a stakeholders meeting in Mombasa so that they can give feedback on the youth strategy. And then the county government of Kakamega is organizing on how to train the youth members into the feed formulation. Kwa pamoja? Which do you think makes more sense? And why? Ya Mombasa tutaenda White Sand. Huko hatujaienda Mombasa. Lakini sisi tutajilipia. So two things. Ndio qualify, ndio ujilipie White Sand. You need how much? 20,000 every day. Na mnaenda watu wawili, hiyo ni 40, si ndio? 25 days.
200.
We have those resources to spend as a Sacco. So to start with, because of the venue and the circumstances, the structure of payment, it has already kept us off. Hatujafika hiyo link, si ndio? Tungependa kwenda kushikana huko na national government other Sacco. Kenya hatujafika hiyo. Unless is a well-wisher who is sponsoring our members, si ndio? However, hii ya Kakamega, tunaambiwa tujilipie. What would be the best model ya kwenda through? One, you identify people who are dealing with feeds formulation. They can actually have capacity to produce feeds. Not everybody who is doing animal rearing can do feeds formulation. That is number one. Number two is identifying the youth that can benefit from the feeds that are being formulated. Tuko pamoja? Now, if there is a board member or a manager who wants to go, he needs to fit in those categories, or he needs to go because strategically the board needs to know what is happening in the county. Sindio? So must they go all of them four? One is enough, sindio? That is prudent management of resources. Because I can tell you, the youth, the people that members that you are supported, and they are seriously in business, they will come and implement. Because, and what are we looking for? An objective-driven expenditure. Not an expenditure to feel that we have spent. So, there's a top line. The first thing is planning, and we are talking about how to look at budgets. Okay? Where is the money coming from? What is the objective of our Sacco next year? How can you utilize the resources that we are going to collect to achieve this objective? Are we going to make a return out of it? Is it their profit or is theirs? Sasa. So when you are doing the budget, or what are the key aspects of good financial management? I said there is planning, which is accompanied by budgeting. Now, after you budget, you go and implement, isn't it? Now, every time you're implementing a budget, you should ask yourself, do you have documentary evidence to support your expenditure? So that it can be able to be verified. Sasa, and it will be verified through a process called monitoring. Hatuwezi kuwa na budget ya 2024 na as a board we are not reviewing its performance every quarter. Kama tulisema we want 200 members who we expect to raise each one of them 5,000 in terms of share capital. It will be an interest of the board members to find out every quarter where are we. Ni kweli? If we say this 30-30, you need to monitor. If we say this 30-30, management will be knowing that 30 daily. Edward will be knowing that 30 daily. Stacy will be knowing that 30 daily. Okay. However, the board needs to know where are we with 30-30. We are meeting on monthly basis. Now, knowing is one different thing. Doing something on what you have known is another. And what do we expect to happen after knowing this action? Because knowing is knowing. You see? Like now here, you are knowledgeable, you have known. What you do with what we are telling you is what makes a difference. And that is what I said is experience. What you do to what happens to you is the experience. Not what happens to you. After it happens, what you do after that. Okay? So after you have monitored on quarterly basis, you're able to make very good strategies on either enhancement, controls, asking questions. And this is expected, even when you're running alone. When you're running a loan portfolio, on quarterly basis, you should be, on monthly basis, you should be able to know who is paying and who is not paying. Wale wanaenda Kisumu tuende wakaribia Kenya. Okay? So tuko pamoja? Now, this is a very important aspect of budget planning verification. Now, when you're doing, when you're implementing your budget, when you're working on financial models, one of the things that we're asking ourselves is the issue of the internal control of who is doing what. On the first day, we also mentioned that depending on the level that you are, largely your board will always be working like management. Okay? But we need to graduate slowly. Yeah? So that we leave officers to work as officers and the board to work as board because of oversight. Let's talk about ABACO officers. ABACO officers would expect that, Stacy, if this was your forum, what would you have done to secure this forum? Can you take us through the process of what would you have done to make sure that we have secured this hall for training? If you're the one securing the hall, if it's the Sacco securing the hall. Umeniangalia aki. Karibu nianze kucheka nikiwa peke yangu.
In this hotel?
Yeah. Or in a venue.
See, I would call them, maybe book a pre-visit, come see the area where we would be conducting the training if it can fit the number of people I'm expected to bring. Maybe check on the food if it's according to the budget we had planned for. And yeah,
Okay.
then book the place.
Okay. Angushia yeye. Now, what I was looking for is a venue to hold a meeting. Doesn't matter what we do. What I did not tell her, she could request for different venues so that she can identify these. So the first thing is to identify different potential venues. Then, now that she has brought the issue of pre-visit, is very important to see the kind of facilities that they can be able to provide before even you request them to do it. They have the accommodation, they have the space that you're looking for. Then as you do the pre-visit, you're also able to identify what is their cost level. Okay. Assuming they all fit within your cost level. So you tell them, and how many should you visit? Minimum. At least 3. Let them quote. Okay? And as you go, you are very clear. Ukienda hapa, unajaribu kupressurize. No? You know, you are bringing 20 people, you are giving us a 3,500, itawezi meka 25, you know? Unasikia umewekwa. Lakini kuna ule amekwambia 25. You already very sure nani utachagua. Sindio? But the quotes must come. How are we sure I'm going to kucheza deal? The quotes must come. So we are also excluded from a process of subjective decision. So zimekuja na mtu wa 28 amekut, mtu wa 25 amekut, mtu wa 18 amekut. Now the unfortunate thing about quotation, you might find that the mtu wa 18, as they quote, watakupatia low quality. But can you tell before you try? You can't. And if you find that you went for the 25, we'll ask you why. So which one is a safer? Huh? Which one is safer? You go for the 18. Mtapambana na quality mkiwa wapi? Hapo ndani. Save yourself, my friend. Stop there. Avoid the question. Because why ikikuja utasema tuliagree na so and so, hapana. Hiyo kuagree ni story. Hata hiyo kuagree hata wao story ya kuambia na kutuambia. So that is the process. Now, why is it? Now, after she gets the quotes, can she make a decision alone? There needs to be, hata kama wako watu wawili, there needs to be a discussion and a report. We have chosen this because after we visited, we found ABCD, which met our expectation. And with their codes, they are the cheapest that we have. Okay? Then you indicate the others quoted as follows. Okay? Then from there, you patia your senior to approve. Mko pamoja? Hiyo kwa approve kwake, he becomes part of the committee. Sawa, mko ngapi? Nini ingine? Na hiyo document naweka kwa file. Mnatumia huyu confirmation that you'll be coming, you see? And that's it. Super. Before we identified this place, we got 3 quotes. I've never held a meeting in Kakamega. But when we got 3 quotes, we came here the previous night. You are not impressed. Kwanza tulikuwa tunasema tutachange. It's late. Unajua saa is a night before. So Jack, ambia hapa bali mnatupeleka tuwezi enda. Na tukikuja asubuhi tunataka kuona the following has changed. Yeah? And that is exactly what happened. Because the option was we do one day, then we look for another venue. Are you getting that, man? Get for another venue, surely. And therefore, then the issue of visiting the site is very important. Let's take another example. Assuming, Stacy, you want to undertake members training, and you want to engage an external consultant. The number of things that you'll be looking at. And this external consultant, some are in Nairobi, some are in Kakamega, some are in Kisumu. Now, you're aware that lete mtu wa Nairobi, kafea ka Nairobi atakupekea kwa consultancy fee. Okay? Which is very different from kafea ka mtu wa kutoka Kisumu. So, there are a number of things that will go into the mind of the person who is doing the request for the service. And why I'm sharing this is the mind that we need to have as we do the planning. What do we want to achieve and how much will it cost us? Will we have the financial capacity to do it? Does it have value? The cost versus value, are they commensurate? Okay. And you remember what I said yesterday, or what we agreed yesterday? The level of activity of the Sacco should guide what engagements you get yourself into. Now, we go to number 2. What can you do to promote good financial management in a Sacco? Now, these questions look very difficult because you as a member, you're not the financial manager, isn't it? But what you can do to enhance financial management in a Sacco is number 1, by providing the resources. Savings. Okay? What are the other resources? Taking loans so that you can get interest. So brain your so that you can be able to provide the resources. One of the indicators about good financial management from a point of view of a member is getting good records. So keep your records about your transaction with the Sacco. Assuming you're going to complain to a Sacco that your savings are not right, it must be somewhere you're getting the information, isn't it? And it cannot be that you're getting it from a staff. It's just you're comparing what you have gotten from them and the record that. So play your role to maintain the record of your transactions with the Sacco. Thirdly, is it make sure where you are in doubt, ask. Don't gather fake information from outside. That tuliambiwa tunapatiwa loan times what? Mwingine akwambia times 5. But sawa. Ati tuliambia mtu akiwa amedefault hawezi pata. Anasema nilipata last week. So why are you asking the wrong thing? So you need to promote good information flow for the Sacco to promote good financial management. Tuko pamoja? Yeah. Now, on the side of the Sacco, what do we need to do? And they need to be on their ticket. One of the areas that we may all find ourselves is comfort level. That huyu jamaa anatupatianga service nzuri. Kwa hivyo hata we are not going through a process of kuuliza kuna wengine tunaweza ita quotation. So hata huyu jamaa anajua. Sasa Tracy anajua. Ati wanataka nini? Si yule tu msee. No, you'll be accused of kickbacks. And you may not be having kickbacks. You are innocent, isn't it? But you already attracted the accusation.
So why should you be interested in financial management? Okay. This question and this, why should we be interested in financial management as members? Yeah.
Because it is it is part of my responsibility as a member.
Yeah. Do you know audited accounts will never pass if you don't say yes? Kweli ama sio kweli? There is no financial report that will pass for a Sacco until the AGM says yes. So you should be interested that before you say yes, you know that you are satisfied that the report is representing what you expect. Any other?
Why should you be interested in financial management of the Sacco? Yes, Matt.
So that's what it's going to do, so that it encourages you if you are putting yourself at the right place or not.
So you are saying to understand the financial performance of the Sacco, isn't it? Which give you some morale or some motivation for putting your resources in that Sacco, isn't it? What are those?
Angusieni huyo. Ati it attracts motivation, si ndio? To be a motivation for the members and also for non-members. No, let me give you a story. I'm a treasurer in a parish. I've been the treasurer in that parish for more than 15 years. But I've been struggling with the committee on how we can introduce audits for the church accounts. So last year, but one, when I went with that proposal, sema tutakulwa pesa na wewe uko sawa, si wewe ni accountant. So someone need to check me, you know? And you see, I'm not the one doing it. I have an officer who is doing it. So I come and check and I'm satisfied. So naenda na wasomea. So what I told him, Chungaji, you know what, we're going to do an audit. Whether the church pays or not, I'll pay. Yeah. Sasa treasurer akisema tufanye nini? We cannot do an audit. You know, huyu jamaa atakuja kutulipisha pesa mingi. And for sure, because it was audit, you know, he has to do 2 audits in one. Tulikwamba 100K. And nikamwambia, we did the audit. And it was brought to the committee. They were so excited. Extremely excited. No, they're not even remembering what they said in the last meeting. In fact, you should have done this a long time ago. Yeah, mimi saa hiyo nasema hallelujah. And I was telling them, we strongly feel that we're doing the right thing. But you know, that comfort zone that you're doing the right thing. Shetani siku moja atakuja. Na ule shetani akikuja, atatumia huyo rafiki yako mnafanya kazi na yeye. Na utajua